Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I recently had a viewer ask, are there any real SUVs left that still have a solid truck frame under them? And the answer is yes, thank God. And so today we're going to take you through the list of the 2016 SUVs that are still the real deal. In the interest of time, I'm going to lump together the Chevrolet Tahoe, the Suburban, GMC Yukons, and the Cadillac Escalades because, let's face it, they're all the damn same except for the window dressing and engines. They all have a big V8, a ladder frame, and a solid rear axle. They can all tow a trailer, and some variations are decently equipped for off-road use. The Chevrolet Tahoe starts at about $47,000, the GMC's priced in between, and the Cadillac Escalade is significantly more, starting at about $73,000 large. Moving up to Cadillac does get you a nice 420 horsepower 6.2 liter V8. The Chevrolet and the GMC both have a standard 5.3 liter V8 with 355 horsepower. The Yukon, you can option that 6.2 found in the Cadillac. Ford Expedition and Lincoln Navigator get mentioned in the same place because they're even more identical than GM's big Utes. They too have a truck-based ladder frame underneath, though here you get a better riding and handling independent rear suspension. The Ford twins, however, only come with a 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged EcoBoost V6. This doesn't mean less grunt, as they still outperform many V8s with 365 horsepower in the Ford and 380 horsepower in the Lincoln. They both have class-topping tow capacities too. They just sound like a weed eater doing it. Now pricing starts at $45,435 for the Expedition and $63,195 for the Navigator. Starting at just under $24,000, the Jeep Wrangler is likely the most traditional SUV of anything you can buy today, remaining very close to its roots with not only a ladder frame, but solid axles front and rear. I mean, we're talking Donner Party technology here. Now, that's actually not fair, as the Wrangler actually handles quite well for what it is on the road, and exceptionally in the rough. It comes standard with a 3.6-liter V6 and still a 6-speed manual transmission, the only vehicle on this list that still does. A 5-speed automatic is optional, and 4-wheel drive is standard equipment. Available in both 2 and 4 doors, you can option the Wrangler well up into the $50,000 range. With a price of $63,250, the Infiniti QX80 is up in the same wheelhouse as the Toyota Landcruiser when it comes to capability and overall form. It's based on the world market Nissan Patrol, which is a body-on-frame SUV complete with a powerful 400 horsepower 5.6-liter V8. It has plenty of off-road credibility and an interior that's sublimely lined with wooden leather. It's expensive, but value price compared to the Toyota Landcruiser and the Lexus LX570, as it skips some of the hardcore off-road hardware and is standard with 2-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is optional. The last of the super tankers, the Mercedes-Benz G-Class SUV, is as traditional as they come, much like the Jeep Wrangler, but the G Wagon is what we consider ultra expensive and fully loaded here in North America, starting at $119,000. You can spend even more with the bonkers AMG models. They all come with a sinful V8, just different levels of fire and brimstone. They're all off-road capable to a great extent with steel frames, heavy drivetrain gear, and all that jazz. This is, however, a vehicle most buy because they can afford it, not for its rock-crawling poise. You could call it a Toyota Landcruiser Prado, which is what the 2016 Lexus GX460 is largely sold as in other continents. But here it comes one way, highly outfitted with a 301 horsepower 4.6-liter V8 and priced at $50,140. While it seems posh, it has a good old-fashioned ladder frame and solid rear axle with a good deal of off-road capability and standard all-wheel drive. It has a fully unique interior, which is well done in leather and wood. The Lexus LX570 and Toyota Landcruiser are one and the same at birth, but each offer distinctive styling inside and out, as well as some different suspension hardware. They both only come one way, expensive with all the trimmings. The Toyota priced at $83,825 and the Lexus $88,880. Under the hood of the body-on-frame SUV is a 5.7-liter V8 with 383 horsepower. New for this year, an 8-speed automatic does the shifting for better drivability. Each has its own interior, exquisite with leather wood and a level of fit and finish that's hard to find at any price. Starting at $33,510, the Toyota 4Runner is no longer an entry-level SUV. It moved up market but still has a strong steel frame and solid rear axle design that makes it popular for off-roading. Its standard 4-liter V6 and 5-speed automatic are getting long in tooth, but are likely due for an update next year if it sticks around. It's available in plain trims like the SR5, a more off-road ready trail like we tested last winter, and the fully decked out limited luxury grade for those who might have gone for the Lexus GX460 but thought it perhaps a bit too spendy. Still around, the Toyota Sequoia started out as a Tundra pickup with an enclosed bed and extra doors just like most SUVs, but in its most current generation, unchanged since 2010, it has a modern independent rear suspension, lots of luxury goods, and a starting price of $44,965. That's less than a Ford Expedition, I'd like to point out. Now, the V8 powered Sequoia isn't a big seller these days, but remains a solid choice in the full-size arena. It's sorely due of an update, which we may hear about very soon, as there's no scuttle about it being axed. Not just yet. Well, there you have it for the real manly SUVs you can still tow a boat or go rock crawling with. Now, there was an absence or two here. The Nissan Xterra, it had its last year in 2015. It's gone. Also, there's the Armada from Nissan. It's going to skip the model year for 2016, hopefully replaced with an all-new one based on the new Nissan Titan pickups. I think we're going to hear about that pretty soon. Click on the link right here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We test drive one, sometimes two vehicles every week. Plus, we have a new video almost every single day. There's always something new. So stay tuned.